All right. The time is now 6:30 and the February 19th, 2026 meeting of the Development Review Board for the City of Winooski has been called to order. DRB is a quasi-judicial volunteer resident board that upholds standards and procedures as defined in the Winooski zoning ordinance. We review and make decisions on subdivisions, site plans, conditional uses, variances, and appeals of the zoning administrator's determinations. DRB has authority through Vermont state statute and ensures due process protects the rights of applicants and the rights of the public to participate in proposals for land development within the city of Winooski. Appeals of decisions made by us are heard by the Vermont Superior Court Environmental Division and ultimately the Vermont Supreme Court. My name is Harlan Miller. I chair the DRB. David Weisberger is the vice chair. Winooski's Development Review Board also consists of Aaron Goyette, Jordan Matt, and Ryan Weed. Did I say your last name right? Matt? Jordan?
Yep.
Matt? Good. We like to start with any changes to the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda? Perfect. From there, as part of Vermont's open meeting law, we like to grant an opportunity for public comment at every public meeting. If anyone would like to comment on anything that is not on our current agenda, this is your opportunity. Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will get right into approving the previous meeting's minutes.
I make a motion to approve the previous minutes.
Those are from December 18th, 2025, just a note. Motion to approve the minutes as drafted.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, tonight we have a public hearing on the final subdivision application for 219 Hickok Street. Before we begin the hearings and discussions tonight, we would like to swear everyone in who's going to make any sort of public comments. If you're going to speak tonight, please raise your right hand and swear that you will tell the truth swear or affirm that you will tell the truth by the pains and penalties of law. Did I get that right? Perjury. Sorry, still haven't nailed that.
I do.
Thank you. Perfect. Is that going to uphold?
Yeah, yeah, that gets the message across.
Perfect. Okay, great.
It's valid.
So 219, do we have the applicant with us this evening?
I'm representing the applicant. I talked to Cindy Bradley today.
Awesome. Introduce yourself, speak into the microphone, and tell us a little bit about this project that we have seen once before here. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
My name is Carl Marchessault. I work for O'Leary Burke. I'm representing Cindy Bradley on this subdivision. Very simple. It's got an existing house on it. We're going to preserve that as lot 1. We're going to basically cut the parcel exactly in half. We demonstrated some photographs. It's got an existing curb cut on lot 2. We gave some coverage calculations of what a house may look like. We're way under the allowed coverage. And we show some utilities. In fact, I talked to my client today whether she wanted us to, apply for a WW permit. Looks like things were falling into place pretty well. We haven't decided if we're going to do that. But very simple, made all the regulations, and going to utilize the curb cut along the road to access lot 2, as we show on our sketches for coverages and whatnot. We've got to set a few corners. So our surveyor had to spend a lot of time on this because there wasn't a lot. We did recover a lot of information that was in harmony with, the whole city block, and being on a corner, we found all the evidence to basically represent straight lines just as you see it on that plan. Our surveyor, he likes to go back to the grand lots or whatever you call them. So we show those on the plan, and everything's in harmony with the side streets. So being a corner lot, we're going to install the monumentation so that people know where their property corners are and what they're buying. And
Rarely does it work out so perfectly.
Yeah, no, this one's actually remarkably pretty well documented, and the corners actually fall, the corners that we did find and recovered fall into place and represent the parcels as they're shown in the deeds.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the board?
Maybe you were explaining this, but what is the difference between the orange dash line?
The orange lines is like a representation of like the grand lots or, well, I mean, Joe, our surveyor, could explain this far superior to me, but he's not here. But my understanding is he goes all the way back to creation, and some of those lots are basically like cut off to, or basically portions of, what used to be bigger lots, is my understanding.
So I guess maybe the bigger question is, are they relevant at all to?
I've asked that question too, and I think it's one of those things where we could take that information off, but that's why it's shown in a different color. But mostly the representation is as you're heading north on this plan towards Mallets Bay Avenue. He likes to show it simply because like the monument that we recovered to the north is an old monument, and that marker is a straight line all the way to the found pipe that's on our lot 1 corner. So we show more information than I think is necessary, but I don't like to argue with my surveyor because he's probably right. So we rather show more information than less, I guess.
That was really the only comment from Public Works and Code Enforcement was what's up with the orange lines.
I mean, they generally line up
Yep.
with. They kind of line up with the lots in question, but the further you look to the right here, like they don't line up at all.
No, I
So
agree.
I think it becomes confusing with them on there. I would just remove them
Okay.
and maybe just call out the marker that you're. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For any, I would assume any layperson, they're mainly going to look at where the lot lines are today and try to glean information from that.
And that's
No, I
already-
mean, I'll ask my surveyor, and I think we can work with him and convince him that we can take those off. I'm fairly certain.
I mean, if you have all that back research, right, it typically
Yeah.
goes into like a title abstract. But
Yeah.
what shows up on the plan is typically the current day, right?
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, I wrote that down, and I'll talk to Joe, and, we'll, see what we can do, and we'll work with staff. I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, I don't think that shouldn't be a problem. I don't foresee that being an issue.
Any other questions from the board?
This is just my ignorance, but what typically gets recorded on the plat? Like, do
So
the
this-
curb cuts get recorded on there or not?
This is the document that is, stamped by a surveyor that meets the Vermont statutes, so this would get basically put on a Mylar 18 by 24, and we paid $25 to get it recorded in the land records. This is the document to the scale. It basically is it's a 30 scale plan when it's 18 by 24, and this is the document that would get recorded.
Typically, it's just all lot lines, boundary markers,
It's for property division.
It's for
not
property
really
It's for property
the house.
conveyance.
really.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
for the zoning stuff.
building envelopes. Sometimes if it's for certain types of developments, they would show building footprints, but for a subdivision like this, it would just be the property lines typically and the boundary markers.
Like on this particular plat, I asked Joe to show the setbacks for lots 1 and 2. And then if you look on the far right of this said plan, it says subject parcel Cynthia and Rex Bradley, and it's kind of highlighted as being the dark boundary line, also shown in the legend, because we're representing that we're surveying everything that we have to survey to convey property for lots 1 and 2. And I might not be explaining that as well as our surveyor, but, based on my experiences with working with them, that's my understanding.
I guess my question is about the curb cut. Like if they want to move the curb cut, that would come with the zoning application for whatever they're going to build there.
Yes.
It's pretty convenient though, because I think you probably have the photograph in your file, but like
Yeah.
when I saw the gate, I'm thinking, man, just put the house right there, make it simple, you don't have to rework the road. It's kind of a unique and very positive aspect to this project. Like somebody's kind of gonna look at that lot and be like, be pretty easy to make something work there.
Any other questions from the board?
I I saw it, we don't have that sheet. Why doesn't the front lot have a 10-foot setback somewhere? Is there no rear yard setback for that? I say the front lot, the lot on the corner. Seems to have a 5-foot setback all the way around.
Lot 1 or lot 2?
Lot 1.
Lot 1.
It only needs a 5-foot setback.
I remember looking into that when
Rear
we were
yard.
doing it, and now I don't
So
recall,
wouldn't
but
that one be
I
10?
there wasn't any mention of it, so as shown, I think is
I see.
the way we represented, but, Robbie, do you remember?
I don't exactly, but I think that considering how we're looking at lot depth and measuring that, I would determine that this is the rear yard. Because this, I mean, there is frontage on both sides and you'd have to meet the front yard setback for both, but this is considered, the side facing Hickok would be considered the primary front yard, where primary access is from. So in terms of measuring with lot depth and the orientation of the lot, in that sense, this line where I'm drawing would be considered the rear yard,
So that would need to be 10 feet.
yes.
Yeah, we could change that to 10. I think it's shown as 5, but, we're not proposing anything different on lot 1, but I see what you're saying, because I'm looking at it, and what we were thinking is because it's a corner lot, we had initially thought, because it's frontage on both sides, then it would be sort of like, a side, but,
Rear yard on both sides.
I mean, like this is the road here, so this
Yeah,
is front,
I know,
and-
yeah.
but
Does that even belong on a plat? Like setback lines?
truthfully, we could turn that off too, but
Yeah.
it's up to you.
I think that's more like the zoning when you go to do
Yeah.
something, right? Like,
Yeah, you don't necessarily need it for plats. I mean, with this type of development, it's just extra information that's typically not necessary.
But I want to make sure that we're correct, so you're saying the lot line between 1 and 2. The other one that's 10 on here is the back of lot 2, because
Yes.
it's clearly like a back on
Yep.
lot 2.
Yep.
But, the northeast line on lot 1,
Yeah,
that can be considered a side, or?
I would consider that a rear in the same way that, in a similar fashion that for lot 2, you have it depicted as 10 feet because
Okay.
the access is from Pine and
Yep.
you're measuring lot depth between, for that 68.75
Yeah,
to be the lot depth. For lot 1, we're considering the lot depth to be 82.5
yeah,
and the primary front yard to be off of Hickok. So
okay,
thus, in order to justify the logic of it, I would say that the rear yard would be on that shared boundary line between lots.
because you're saying this one is the primary road, so this is the back.
Exactly,
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah. But either way, in this case, you wouldn't need to have the building envelope on there because, I mean, zoning setbacks could change at any time and you would have the flexibility to
Okay.
build accordingly.
Gotcha. Yeah, and if you want a revised site plan, just to reflect that for the file, we could change it, and we'll just shut the setbacks off on the plat when we file it, and the orange lines.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Thank you.
That was fun.
Any public comments? Comments from the public? Questions, comments?
I live right next, I didn't sign in on that.
Do you want to come up to the, thank you very much.
I don't care about the house, I just care about where.
Introduce yourself, I'm sorry.
Okay, my name is Norm Valley, I live in 215 Hickok.
Yes. Perfect.
Good. I'm just care, are they gonna raise the land itself, pitches towards my house or my yard? And where does the water go from the roof?
So I think the purpose of this meeting is purely the subdivision, and they're not proposing any site work or any of the,
Any buildings at this point.
yeah, so,
So they would have to come back here with a proposal, and you would be notified of that if they were gonna build something.
Oh, I
Not
could have still been in my
necessarily,
PJs right now.
Oh,
Robbie could, if it's all administratively approved, right? Like,
Yes, so it's a permitted use, so if it's a house or a duplex, then it could just go through me, and be permitted that way. However, at that point, I would distribute the plans to our Public Works Department and to code enforcement to make sure that it meets all of our requirements for stormwater, and building code.
Are you playing? You don't know that.
Yeah,
mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I should have stayed in my PJs. Yeah, I didn't know if you were, what you were gonna talk about today, but that's one of my concerns. I don't care if they build a house. No, it's not a skyscraper. Okay.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Yes, please, come on up.
I have a big mouth, I may not need the speaker.
Well, introduce yourself,
That's
welcome.
okay. I'm Gail Hance, I live at 190 Hickok Street, and I'm like Norman, I didn't realize this was this meeting. I hope there will be one more down the road on where the parking, how much is the land layout, and how it's gonna affect the neighbors, with how many people are gonna be established in this one particular lot. So if there's another meeting, I'll attend it then,
Okay,
okay?
Okay, yeah, just depends on what the property owner or developer would propose at that time, whether it's just a house or a duplex, or whether it would require DRB approval.
Yeah, from what I have heard through the grapevine, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 story high and be more than one apartment. And that's what I'd like to know, okay?
sure.
Thanks.
And again, we don't have any,
Right,
no,
I
there's no
understand.
plans or proposals.
Okay.
Yes.
I just saw the sign on the lawn, that was it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Any more comments or questions from the board? Okay, thank you very much. We will deliberate and decide accordingly. The
Do we
next,
have to close that hearing?
oh, yes, thank you very much.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
Thank you very much. Motion to close the hearing,
I will second.
seconded, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you for keeping me on my P's and Q's there. Next, let's see, the next agenda item we have is a sketch plan review meeting for 36 Hickok Street. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your sketch plan.
Sure, Jason Barnard and Jarvis. I'm here representing Nicholas Palmier. Nicholas was going to be here tonight. He had an emergency. He had to step away, so I'm here presenting the project. Ravi's been great to work with. A lot of feedback with him and the Public Works crew. If you can maybe blow up the map a little bit on the screen, then we can sort of see what we're, zooming in. So there's the parcel, 0.2 acres. Not a boundary survey. We've gone up, we've done a topographic survey and a site plan to see how everything's gonna fit, where the water and sewer connections would go. Parking lot layout, it's tight. There is enough for 6 parking spaces. What's being proposed, currently there's a 5-bedroom duplex on the property, 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. One of them is owner occupied. The second on the proposal, there's a barn / shed in the back that you can see at the west side of the driveway. That's gonna be converted over to a duplex as well, a 2-unit, one with 2 bedrooms, one with 4 bedrooms. That also be served, connected to town water and town sewer. The existing sewer service will need to be upgraded and slid over a little bit to conform with all the state regulations, and also with the connection with the town, feedback from the town Public Works Department, and the water system the water service will also have to be upgraded. So We've gone through everything in terms of, we do have room for snow removal. The driveway has been graded so that everything flows towards the back. There would be gutters proposed to deal with the water that would go out back. I think if you scroll down to the south, there you go, a little bit more. As part of the project, the landowner would also like to construct a 10 by 20 shed in the back corner so that all of his belongings in that existing barn can have storage space. That's right where the cursor is right now. So overall, 6 parking spaces provided. There is one that we would like to discuss. There's the existing gravel drive on the southerly side of the residence now, or of the duplex now, that basically he's been using that to back in his tow-behind trailer, that he has some tools and miscellaneous stuff he stores in that. So that is the overall proposal.
And this is a request for PUD?
Yes.
Yes.
Can it fit 6 bedrooms in that footprint? You don't know.
Well,
That's what he said.
that's what he says. He's working on the buildings.
And so we don't approve, we don't need to see, since this is just a sketch plan, we don't need to see what the building in the back looks like, right?
Yes, not at this point, but they would be required to provide elevations
For the next,
for the next stage.
next step, right?
Yes.
It looks like they're already, I'm sorry, it looks like they're already kind of parking diagonally in that front area, that,
They are, more or less, that's kind of where they are in there now, and that's sort of how we shifted the spaces in there and added 2 additional spaces out on the west side of the existing residence.
and 4 is, that's a,
And
4
4's
is a full spot?
4's a full
or-
spot as well.
Huh,
Yeah.
this is really creative.
So if somebody's parked in 4 and 1, then 2 and 3 can't get out, right?
Yeah, that is 2 and 3 can't get out if 4 and 1 are occupied.
They'll have to, yeah, it'll be, they'll have to back out.
I don't think they can't fit between, there's not enough room between that corner of 1 and the end of 4.
But that might not be a requirement.
There
You can
actually,
access the
there
space.
actually is, where the end of 4, there's about a 10-foot gap that goes in between 4 and where 1 is. 4 slid up on the very upper side.
How far
This
forward?
point here and this point here?
Yes.
Ooh, well, they don't look like that.
That's not good.
It's tight, but we've measured it.
And the plan is to pave this,
What's that?
the plan is to pave the
I
gravel.
guess I was looking at 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have two questions or points. One is on the gravel drive. I think it's the policy or the intent of the regulations that those go away
Yeah.
when you apply for a zoning permit. We're trying to reduce the number of curb cuts
Yep.
that regulations are.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if doesn't seem like there's a potential for a waiver to that, so I don't know that we can do anything about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the, what the possibilities are for the shed. It seems like you're allowed 100 square feet of accessory building somewhere, so I'm not sure.
Well, unless you apply for, you can have a structure that's not,
So,
inhabitable, or what's the,
yeah, I mean, with PUDs, you're allowed, I mean, and with accessory structures, you're allowed an unlimited amount of buildings, as long as you meet the lot coverage minimum and the density maximum. So in this case, this would be on like a PUD plat, that there is a shed on there. And to put additional sheds would require an amendment to the PUD.
the 100 square foot is so you,
That's an extra
to not-
freebie.
to
No,
not,
the 100 square feet is
to not get
for,
a permit.
yes, does not require a permit.
Okay.
So that's a 2-story
That's a
storage.
2-story for belongings and everything that's in that existing barn structure now.
With
What-
with interior
And
sta-
when I drove by this, when you say barn, you're referring to that single-story
The single
unit
story.
in the back of the.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a shed,
Yeah.
garage,
right.
slash
Yeah, yeah,
structure, I'll
yeah.
call
I
it.
just want to make sure because it
Yeah.
doesn't look like a typical barn when you.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, yes. No.
shed structure,
And that's gonna be a complete tear down.
yes.
Yeah.
It's kinda coming down now, if you.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Mother Nature tear
the
down.
footprint will remain the same though, or
Well-
it's changing?
It was, if we can, we would like to, he would wanna keep it as it is within that existing footprint.
And that's what's I questioned today, are waivers on all the
Correct.
setbacks. 'cause
On the
they're all
setback,
within
basically
the-
on that
The 10
north,
foot, yeah.
north fence line. So we do have the 10-foot offset on that boundary.
So the intention, sorry, you just said this maybe, the intention is to tear that down and rebuild on the footprint if
Correct.
permitted?
Yeah, that barn is coming down.
Mhm.
It's actually on its way down.
That seems
Slow
maybe
it down.
different than, like a waiver for a new structure there, different than permission to keep using an existing structure?
Well, for nonconformities, you're allowed to do one-to-one replacements, and you're allowed to keep what is existing and nonconforming as long as no new nonconformities are created.
But you're not keeping anything. It
Just
just,
new, it's brand new.
It's a one-to-one replacement
Where does it say
For
that?
footprint.
for footprint.
so
Yeah.
Is
height,
this only the footprint
Only the
matter?
footprint, so for height, if you can't go up within the setback, you can't go beyond what is existing right now.
but
So
they
he
could come
have-
10 feet, they could have like a
So-
shed roof there and come 10 feet and then
Exactly.
go up.
So they
Yes.
could go.
Yes.
And if he wanted to, we'd have to slide, if he did wanna go up in that area, we'd have to slide it with outside of that 10 feet.
Yeah.
The only concern, another concern that I had was about the placement of the existing duplex within the setback. And I think that might be clarified when you do a survey, is whether it's actually located 10 feet from the property line or
Okay.
not. But as it's shown here, it's located within the setback.
And,
Yeah.
But you're not proposing any changes to that?
That structure, there's no changes. That's gonna remain.
Does
as
that
is.
matter?
No, that doesn't
with
matter.
the front structure,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna remain as is.
Yeah. The concern here is that the front structure is in a conforming location
Mhm.
because the required setbacks in the front and side are 5 feet.
Yeah,
Can I ask this, is the foundation been evaluated? Are you attempting to keep the footprint of that?
He's gonna go all new. We mean the foundation with the,
The barn?
yeah, no.
So has any consideration been given to moving that footprint?
We did talk to him about it, if possible, but he'd like to keep it, he doesn't wanna go the full 10 feet if that's possible.
well, right now, that's not even falling within 5 feet, that looks, I mean, about a
It's,
foot.
it's right on the line.
Right.
Yeah,
Is it, it's right on the line of 5 feet?
It's close. It's the upper corners, the northeast corners, really.
It's more or less 5 feet.
I mean, it
No,
seems
no,
like,
it's within 5 feet.
what's the dashed line?
Yeah,
Close to
yeah,
what
that's,
it's
that's what I thought,
Yeah.
it's not even
Yeah.
at 5 feet.
Yeah, it's kind of
What's
It's-
the
it's-
dashed
it's-
line? This-
It's,
tilted a little bit.
it's tilted, yeah, the corners are leaning.
What's the dashed line coming off space 3? Below there, what's
That's
that?
snow storage
Oh,
area.
snow
storage.
storage.
Right. I don't know, it just seems like there's room to push the whole thing onto the lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, it sounds like maybe we can't require it, but I would suggest
push
that you
it.
talk to the neighbors.
Push
and-
it back so space 4 has more room.
And this puts us at 50%, or
We're just under the 50%. I don't have an issue sliding it back, giving more room for the number 4 spot parking. And if we had to, it would impede a little bit on the snow storage, but we could also push that a little bit more to the south.
I mean, if you're gonna start from new, you can orient it and have whatever dimension you want, right? Like, you can turn that so
Turn
it
it
actually
the other way.
fits, right? Like,
Yeah. That's the general footprint that he wanted to stay with if he could.
yeah.
I would just say, it seems like sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, generally, we like lots to be coming into conformance with
Mhm.
Yeah.
the code, and we, I think, you know, a lot of times that's the guidance and the direction we go with
Okay.
some of the,
Okay.
decisions.
Certainly have a smoother route through, like if we didn't have, you know, if you didn't have to ask for, I guess you're technically not asking for anything, but if it, you know, if it improved things from the code perspective, we would be super happy and probably have less concern with it. And I think if the neighbors come next time, once this is submitted, you know, they might be pleased as well that it's moving away from their property line.
Correct.
But it does change it with it being beyond a complete tear down, where even the foundation is being replaced, where, you know, if it was an existing structure, the existing
We're not
structure
structural, yeah,
being kept, then,
yeah.
yeah, there might be some consideration with waiving the setback, but it is essentially a new building.
It's gonna be a new build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not gonna certify to any structural
Yeah.
integrity on
Yeah.
it.
But I think what Ravi's saying is that it doesn't matter, like they can tear this
Right,
down and
right.
build this, a new
Yeah, I get
building
that.
on that footprint.
Yeah.
Could, but again, he's limited to that height
Height.
of the single
Yeah,
story.
right now it's like 11 feet
Yeah.
tall.
Is
It's,
it
it's
11
pretty,
feet
like,
then?
it's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
low slung, so that's all the allowance that you would have within the
Yeah.
setback.
And that wants to be a 2-unit.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
that I wasn't aware of, not going,
Yeah.
not going to the second story, so
Yeah.
that's what he was planning on.
What is UE?
Underground electric,
That's just going to a
Oh,
pump.
to the grinder.
yeah.
Oof. Grinder.
And all that stuff can slide as well. So the current proposed shed, 10 by 20, that would have to be 100 square feet?
No,
No,
No.
if
I
it
was-
was
I was
100
incorrect.
square feet, it doesn't need to be permitted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's typically, yes, yeah.
Which
But
is
it,
probably what he wants.
He does, yeah, he needs it for what's in the barn, or what's.
I meant he probably wants it to be able to. not
Well,
be
it's part of
permitted.
this permit.
We're
so
gonna,
it-
we've
Yeah.
included it
Yeah,
with the
yeah, you've
project.
included,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
It came in last minute.
So 50 is the max, and we're at 50%?
Nope, we're just less than.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So in their
Mhm.
case, actually, they could, if they keep the number of bedrooms per unit, they could actually go up to 65%
Right.
with the priority housing incentive, because half of the units are three and more bedrooms.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
Do you have a sense that the gravel drive is going to be an issue for the owner?
In terms of having it paved,
Having it, no, sorry, the extra drive, removing the curb cut.
he
second.
wanted to ask. He wanted to make, you know, it's a dead end street, there's not a lot of traffic. I get the purpose of, it's an extra spot, it's an extra space that's been there. If it could be kept, it would help. It doesn't seem to be an issue now. If it's possible to ask for a waiver for that, I guess that'd be what we'd do with the next phase.
Maybe you
Is that
can
this
research
one
Ravi
here?
for next time.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I mean, typically,
isn't
it's
city
a
ordinance not
nonconformity,
parking
and
on
with nonconformities, you're allowed to keep
permeable?
what you have, but you can't increase the nonconformity of it. That's all part of
That's
the.
the code.
Except I think there's like a specific section on curb cuts that's, I
Yeah.
don't know if that applies to
Yeah,
that. Like
we,
it's,
we do recommend that to reduce curb cuts as much as possible in order to reduce conflicts. And especially in this case, because with the sidewalk too, it just makes, walking on that street a lot
Mhm.
more, pleasant, just to reduce that conflict. So, and Public Works has already brought it up as well, that,
Yeah.
that is our policy, that we do wanna reduce curb cuts, going forward.
I'd be inclined to require it unless someone can make an argument to me that we're allowed to allow it to stay in continuation.
That it would be approvable to stay, or?
I don't think it would be approvable.
Okay.
In my opinion, it has to go. But,
Okay.
maybe other people feel differently.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, typically we like to provide some like informal feedback about how we're, overall temperature of the board
Sure.
going towards the next step.
So you'll receive a letter from me with the board's comments within 15 days of this meeting.
Yep.
And on that, it'll just list all the recommendations that the board will have
Great.
for you going
Yeah.
forward.
That sounds good.
General,
I think that's for,
general temperature, what would you say?
We're talking about preliminary final submission, is that?
That'll
Oh, yeah.
all, that'll all be in the letter. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
we need to like get into that right now. but,
Yep.
But are they requesting that? Sometimes they ask us.
No, the only thing I guess that we would ask, and not to cut you off on this, right, full survey, is that gonna be full boundary even though we're not subdividing in this case? Is that, I mean,
Yes, because it does
That-
need to be recorded in the land records.
okay.
Alongside that,
PUD requires it,
PUD
right?
requires that, plus I'm gonna need confirmation on the location of the building footprint for the duplex to see if it meets the setback.
Okay.
With the preliminary final question, I recommended that it go to final because of the detailed drawings. The applicant's already in conversation with Public Works about the water, wastewater connections. We have a clear path on resolving the technical issues.
And if he didn't go with the duplex, and we knocked it back to an accessory dwelling, one unit, does that still kick us into the PUD?
No, so if you're
Okay.
just putting one unit in the back detached, that would require board review and approval as a conditional use.
And that's where we started
Yeah.
with everything. And then,
Okay.
you know, I guess we call it project creep in this business. We started with one, ended with two, ended with a shed, you know.
Yeah,
If you're coming back with a 4-story building, we should probably do a preliminary final.
I think I think we've maxed out what we do. It was real tricky trying to squeeze everything.
does he plan to do most of this work himself?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has the apartment there now, and that's where he resides, and it's worked out well for him, so. I just run everything by him, give him the options, and then if he wants to continue down that road and go, then we'll wait to get the letter from the board.
Excellent,
All right,
thank you very much.
thank you.
And we do not close this one, right?
Because it's just informal.
It's just an informal discussion.
Thanks, Riley.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a great evening.
You too.
Likewise.
Next item on the agenda is city updates.
Let's see here. So with the, I guess, planning work that I've been working on, the EV charging plan's been adopted by council. It was adopted on Tuesday. We are actively working on trying to secure funding for future EV charging. We know there is some funding opportunities in the horizon. So we're trying to make sure that the city is in a favorable position to get that funding for EV
Like
charging.
on the street, in
It-
the garage.
we're looking at public properties.
Yeah,
So one specific property that we've been looking at more intensely is Landry Park, but
Oh.
we've also been open to other parcels.
Yeah, cool.
And then other items. So with Planning Commission, they are talking about a lot of stuff. A lot of technical changes, but it's beginning to creep into other things that they are interested in changing. Landscaping and screening requirements, character of the area discussions have come up during the last meeting. Some minor changes to the priority housing allowances. So there's more work to come with that. They're having a joint meeting with the Housing Commission next week to talk about the priority housing incentives and the character of the area elements in zoning.
Did I see something about like building typologies, bypassing
Yes.
permitting, or fast tracking like form-based code, sort of. But
Yes, so the building typologies project is something that I'm working on with a consultant. There are two main objectives with that. The first objective is to translate our dimensional requirements into building images, so that way you have a better sense of what the expectations are when we're talking about 6 units in a building. The public has a better understanding of what we're talking about when we're talking about density and scale with what's allowed in the zoning. We're also looking at, with that project, of how do we ensure that what is allowed fits in with the character of the neighborhood, in terms of like roof pitch, roof types, orientation of buildings.
And are these suggestions or dictated?
They are, the consultant is suggesting, and the planning commission will consider them and in terms of how they want to adopt them into the regulations. This coincides with discussions the planning commission has been having about design standards for buildings. Their main thing that they are on is building orientation, to make sure that there is an entrance on the front of residential buildings. So the building typologies would help with providing a firmer sense of what that means.
So it's not like Franklin Street?
Exactly. Yep, and that's where the landscaping and screening requirements are coming into. So yeah, building typologies, there's more to come with that project as well. The consultants are going to be visiting sometime next month to take a look, to walk around, to talk to the Housing Commission, talk to the Planning Commission, potentially talk to you, potentially. And then there's going to be a bigger meeting in April to talk more about the draft building typologies. So I'll let you know about that, and you can provide some feedback on that.
I'm interested.
Well, I hope there's some architect input. on
Don't
that,
do it.
'cause
What? Who said that? Have a light touch, Roy. Have a light touch.
Yeah.
Suggestions,
I'm trying to
suggestions,
think
not
of
mandates.
what harm could come from requiring an entrance on the street.
Yeah, but they're
And
gonna.
I can't. It sounds like a really good idea, but
There's always
clearly
creep, like
there
that
might-
guy was saying.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can't have your flat roof. You can't paint your building purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. The end goal, I would say, the second objective with this that I haven't mentioned is looking at whether our zoning regulations even enable the priority housing that City Council and the Planning Commission even want to see in the first place. So taking a more practical step of, if we were to max out and try to put a building on an average size lot, is this even feasible? And what do we have to do to make it feasible potentially? So that's another piece of it that that our consultants are looking into.
Excellent. Any other city updates?
Let's see. Those are the main ones. Budget was, I think, approved for the voters on Tuesday. There's more information about that, I think, on the city website. I received my budget book today, so you can take a look at that. I think that's all I got. That's all
Any
my mind.
projects you're working on? Any upcoming building projects?
No. On the zoning side, it's been slow. Yeah.
Everyone's getting their ducks in a row for a big spring, maybe.
Hopefully we're running out of money.
Other business. I have something. We are under contract to sell our house, and I will be leaving with a heavy heart. We are leaving the community of Winooski and going to your old stomping ground, Shelburne.
Oh,
Wow.
Didn't you come from Shelburne?
I was there once,
You
yeah.
worked there
I
once.
worked there once.
Yes. So that's a bummer.
That's a bummer.
This has been a big part of my life in Winooski for a very long time. We're trying to think back, like I forget. When did you join, Aaron? We joined around the same time.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
Doug's
So-
still here.
And as I was so hard on that applicant from Colchester, remember I said, we can't have an applicant who doesn't live in the city. I will be resigning when I leave the city of Winooski. So next meeting will be my
Oh
last.
dear.
there are 3 applicants, right, that you
Yeah.
have?
So an
And
update
I
is,
am-
yeah, an update as well as, Matt Anthony resigned,
Yes.
late last week as well. So we now have 2 vacancies and potentially a third.
I'm happy to conduct the interviews. I'm also happy to pass the torch to someone else who's going to be staying on the board to help pick the next candidate.
David, you're up.
Oh, boy. I might participate in them with you,
So there you go.
yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little intimidating for the applicants to have
I think you
the
just have
4
to-
of
I think you
us.
just come in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But,
Are you gonna stay longer than 2 weeks?
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot.
Okay.
I've
Next.
never heard of good cop, bad cop.
Next Monday and Tuesday, it looked like when I'll
I'll loop you in, David.
Yeah.
and
Next month,
coordinate.
we're going on vacation.
oh,
next week,
okay.
so.
And I will be traveling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So maybe the week after. Is that? Or do you want to just?
We'll
You
Okay.
can do it without
It'll-
me, that's fine.
We'll make it work.
We'll coordinate it.
Yes.
That's
That-
my other business.
That also means that the next meeting will have to have a reorg.
Yes.
Yes.
So you will be here next meeting. That will be your last, or this is your last?
That will be my last.
Mhm.
Next meeting will be my last meeting. And I will be a couple months short of my term ended
Yeah.
in June anyways. Yeah. It's sad to say goodbye. Shelburne, how are their meetings?
Long.
I bet there are more
Do you-
people
do you
that
do
show
that?
up. You don't do Shelburne?
We're live, don't say
Ah.
anything, don't say anything.
You're gonna say
We love
You're
Shelburne.
gonna say something till you said something.
Yeah. I mean, their planning staff is great. I just remember their meetings being long.
Yes. All right. Any other business from the board? Okay, seeing and hearing none, I will hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Night.
Aye. Yes. All right. Deliberative session.
Yes.